Hi everyone. So today we're going to learn about how to put a head onto our robot bodies. Right now in our unit we've been making a recycled robot based on WALL-E, which we watched in class. So now I'm going to help teach you how to make a head like this that can change different emotions when you turn it around. Now you don't need to make one of these for your robot, but if you're interested, it's definitely a cool idea to help give your robot a little bit more personality. Assemblage is an artist technique that puts together found objects to create 2D or three-dimensional objects. One example of an assemblage artist is Sally Colby, and this is her logo for her Etsy website. She puts together found objects to create robots. The work of Sally Colby and other assemblage artists reflects on the type of work we are doing in class by making our robots, putting together recycled objects. The head of this robot will also include those same types of principles. So for this project, to make this head, you're going to need
these little plastic cups for the head. You're going to need pipe cleaners to help attach it to the body.
Then you're going to need some markers, which Crayola markers or Sharpie markers I know do work to write and draw faces on top of the cup. Then you're going to need a ruler to help measure out the different sections to make sure that they're equally spaced out when you put the faces on. Then you're going to need either scissors or an X-Acto knife, preferably something that's sharper because you're going to need to poke a hole through the top of the cup. Lastly, you're going to need some Elmer's glue, which we should have in the classroom. And this is going to help glue your head down onto the robot so that it's able to stay and you're able to just turn it around without having to worry with it falling off.
So the first step in making this cup head is to take the cup and a ruler and to divide the cup in half. So you're going to take a marker, any is fine, and you're going to line it up about halfway. It doesn't have to be completely perfect, but you're going to put a dot about here and right here.
You're going to flip it around and do 2 more dots splitting. Just need to have a general idea. So you can see that there's 4 dots on here right now.
This is just a guide to help you plan out where to put the faces so that you don't put faces too close together or too far apart. You're going to plan out what you want to draw because you're using markers to put it on, so you can't erase that. So on a piece of paper, I just have a notepad here, but you can use any paper you want. Try to just plan out some faces. Maybe make a happy face and put different variations. The best way to try out variations of the face are to try out different parts of the face, including the eyes, nose, and mouth. Once you've practiced these, then you can try the ones below, using the different ones you practice. So you can make angry faces or happy faces or other different emotions.
So now that you've practiced all the different parts of the face, as well as the different types of faces, then you need to pick which 4 you want to use for your head. So after making all these practice ones, I'm going to go and pick the ones that are my favorite. Which for me, I'm going to pick this silly one with the mustache. I'm going to circle it. This shocked one. And I'm going to pick this angry one and this sad one. So he has a bunch of different emotions going on. Now that we have drawn the 4 dots onto our cup and we have picked the 4 faces we want to use, we're going to take these faces and then draw it onto the cup. So you're going to line up where the dot is and then draw the face right underneath, making this kind of like the symmetrical line down. So I'm going to make my shocked face. So like that. My dot's right there and my face is right below it. Perfectly lined up. You're going to continue to do this for the rest of the whole cup. I made this little funny face over here, and this one's a sad face. So you're just going to keep doing this all the way around so you have the 4 faces on there.
I have all 4 faces drawn on my cup. Now the next part is going to be putting the pipe cleaner through the cup so we can actually attach it and it's able to spin around. You're going to take scissors, and you're going to poke a hole through the middle. So you're going to take the cup and press down, and it's going to
poke a hole through the cup.
It will end up looking like this.
You're going to poke this through the hole that you made on the top and pull it out. Then you're going to take this little bit and you're going to twist it around, kind of like this, to make sure that it's a big piece sticking out so that it doesn't slide back through the hole. So another example looks like this. And this part should be dangling through the inside of the cup. Now that this part is sticking out, you gotta think, what am I gonna do with all this extra stuff?
You have this big piece of the pipe cleaner sticking out. You gotta find a way to make it flat and a bigger area so that it's able to glue. So we're gonna fold it into little loops like this and twist them. And you're gonna make a couple of these.
So while you're making these different loops, it doesn't have to be a certain number or size, but just so you can wrap up the extra. And once you get to the last one, you're gonna wrap it around and to keep it together. And it'll look like that. And then, since now you have all the loops, you're going to line it up flat with the bottom of the cup. It's a little tricky, but you got to use a bunch of different fingers. And once you get it flat, then you're able to glue the bottom and you can put it on your box.
So now we're going to learn about how to glue on this bottom onto a box.
This is not a completed robot, but when you actually glue it on, you're going to have the robot done already. Just like this one was before I glued it.
You're going to take the Elmer's glue, listen to the materials, and you're going to put some glue onto this little loopy shape. It doesn't have to be perfect, just try to cover it enough so that it will be able to stick. So I laid it like that. Then, let's get a little more glue. Then you're going to place it on top, kind of holding down the pipe cleaner part for a little bit, maybe for 30 seconds or so.
So I've held it down for a good amount of time, and it's a little lopsided, so I'm going to just adjust that. It's not fully dry yet, and that is okay. You're going to have to wait maybe a half hour, an hour, maybe even overnight for it to be fully dry. So this is why you're going to put this on last in your project, because this is the big thing that needs to really dry well. You kind of be able to tell if it's dry when the glue starts to become transparent and it becomes to be a little hard and it's not movable, because right now it's moving around. And so the more you touch it and try to fix it, the more that it's going to lose some of the glue. So really you can kind of push it down a little bit to make sure. So maybe just push it down from the top and then just let it go overnight. This is a finished robot with the robot head attached. See, this doesn't move anymore because the glue has dried and it's a little hard and kind of scratchy. That's what it's going to look like. Now your robot is complete. I hope you learned a lot from this lesson and were able to fully create the fun little head that I taught you how to do. And I hope you had fun.